For many NASCAR fans, the only memory you may have of Paul Menard would be this right here, his 2011 victory in the Brickyard 400.
Got some fast cars behind him. Yeah, you've got those first 5 right there together, all within 1 second of each other. Now they're drafting a little bit, trying to save a little bit of fuel, but when do you decide, okay, I got to go here, I've got to stay in front? See Kyle Busch right at the end of this too, in the mix in that 6th spot.
Bid for second, McMurray, the defending winner of this race, not just second, trying to get the race lead.
Looks like Jamie might have decided that he's got enough fuel saved that he can go now.
7.7 seconds back, McMurray goes to the lead. 8 laps to go, the defending winner is out in front. And does he have enough fuel, and has he saved enough to get to the checkered flag?
Let's go. We're 30 loose, 24 is 2 seconds faster. We can't give up.
Okay, the race is on here, guys. Here goes Paul.
That was his radio. He was told to go. He's gone to the lead. Paul Menard.
Yeah, he was just told that Jeff Gordon was almost 2 seconds a lap faster these last couple of laps. You can see him well in the picture now. They got to go. They got to go now, whether they have enough fuel or not.
Can the 4-time champion charge all the way to the lead in these final 3 laps?
Jeff Gordon should be able to get by Mark Martin here shortly. If he doesn't have to waste any time getting by Mark, and he's not at all before they get to turn 3. This is Jeff Gordon's race to win right now.
1 lap to go to win the Brickyard 400. Menard dealing with lap traffic. Gordon trying to close in turn 1. Menard is clear. Gordon's got to deal with the traffic.
He's got enough fuel. That might be enough now, yes.
Looks good so far. This is going to be the biggest day of Paul Menard's life.
But does he have enough fuel to get to the finish? Gordon clear of traffic. Setting up for the finish. Final corners.
Good corner here.
30-year-old Paul Menard. His family with such a long racing history in Indianapolis, they'll kiss the bricks together now. Paul Menard wins the Brickyard 400.
However, in this video I want to reflect back on all of Menard's moments that have affected his impact on the sport along with his name in the sport. Paul was born on August 21st, 1980 in Wisconsin, and he is the son of John Menard, who is the founder of the Menard's Home Improvement franchise, which is highly successful and profitable in the Midwest region of the United States. While Menard's has had racing ties in the past, having sponsored Indy cars before Paul was ever racing, and when Paul Menard did decide to pursue a NASCAR racing career in his 20s, it provided a fantastic opportunity to really set the Menard's franchise out there in the public eye. Paul got his start in racing by first racing karts at the age of 8 before working his way into other racing series. In 2000, Menard began racing a limited schedule in the NASCAR Remax Challenge Series where he would finish 13th in the point standings. During his rookie season, he would even score a pole award and a victory at Elkhart Lakes Road America course, which led him to finishing 9th in points in 2001. Menard would continue developing his driving skills here until 2003 when he signed a deal with Andy Petrie Racing where he would compete in 5 Truck Series events, 6 Busch Series events, and 1 Cup Series start in 2003 while also competing in ARCA. In 2004, Menard began the first half of the Busch Series season in Andy Petrie's number 33, but midway through the 2004 season, he would make a move that would define the first half of his career by moving to Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. His first few seasons of Dale Earnhardt Incorporated would see him driving the number 11 in the Busch Series. In only his 10th race with the team, Menard was scored a pole award for the race at Kansas Speedway as well. 2005 was Menard's first full season of the team, and during this season he was able to score another pole award, 15 top 10s, and 6 top 5s en route to a 6th place points finish in addition to 1 Cup Series start in 2005. The next year, in 2006, Menard would have similar results to 2005 aside from the fact that he would win his first career Busch Series race at his home track of the Milwaukee Mile on June 24, 2006.
For that guy.
Crowd on their feet. Paul Menard says, would you please give me that checkered flag? The first win of his career in the NASCAR Busch Series. And they'll drop it down. We'll see if Paul Menard can get a hold of that.
Oh, almost.
Very close.
That's hard to do. That's very hard to do.
He'd go on to once again finish in 6th in the point standings, and he would make 7 starts in the Cup Series, racing part-time in the number 15, where he would make 1 top 10 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The next season, in 2007, Menard would focus exclusively on the Cup Series, making only 11 Busch Series starts for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. 2007 was nothing special for Menard, as he had an average finish of 26 in the Cup Series, and he did fail to qualify for 6 races. In 2008, Menard did not make any nationwide series starts, but he did run the full 36 race Cup Series schedule, and he would go on to score a pole award at the July Daytona race, and he would come close to winning at the fall Talladega race, finishing 2nd. After 2008, Menard would make a pretty good decision on his part by leaving Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, as we all know what would eventually happen with that organization, and he did go on to join Ford Racing in a partnership with Yates Racing and Roush Fenway in 2009, driving the number 98 in the Cup Series as well as part-time in the Nationwide Series. While no significant change in performance was seen in the Cup Series season that first year in 2009, there was 4 top 10s and 1 top 5 from his 16 nationwide starts in 2009. In 2010, Menard's number 98 became a part of the Richard Petty Motorsports stable, as they had merged over with Petty's team, in addition to the number 9 team of Casey Kane merging from Ray Evernham's team, and the whole organization competed with Ford, backed by Roush engines. In addition, Menard would balance a full-time Cup Series schedule with a full-time Nationwide Series schedule, driving the number 98 full-time for Roush Fenway in 2010. 2010, Paul Menard would feel like a new race car driver, to be honest, as we began to see him more often, scoring 6 top 10s and 1 top 5 in 2010's Cup Series schedule. In addition, 2010's Nationwide Series was his career best, finishing in the top 10 19 times and in the top 5 4 times, and he would finish the year 5th in the point series. In 2011, Menard switched over to Richard Childress Racing, driving full-time for Childress in the 27 car, where he most famously would score his first and only Cup Series victory in a fuel mileage race at Indianapolis in the Brickyard 400, holding off Jeff Gordon to score his first career Cup Series victory. On top of his big moment, Menard scored 4 top 5s as well as 8 top 10s in 2011. This win would secure a place for Menard to be at for the next 6 seasons in the Cup Series, and he would make part-time starts in the Xfinity Series for RCR as well, where he would score 2 more wins, one at Michigan in 2014 and the other at Road America in 2015.
Ryan Blaney all over the back bumper of Paul Menard. It's rocking downhill into turn number 5.
You know, Paul Menard is no slouch on road courses, so Ryan Blaney's doing a heck of a job right here to put the heat on him.
Yeah, he probably has a faster car right now, but you've got a guy with a lot of experience right there. Here could be an opportunity, just a little bit of bump if he can get to the bumper up here.
Paul Menard will see the white flag one more time around Road America.
So no green, white checkers, right? We've taken the white.
The next flag will end this race. Ryan Blaney all over the back of the 33. Up the hill they go to turn 6.
He's there.
Clear by half.
Into 6. Ryan Blaney puts the bumper to the back of the 33. Paul Menard's able to hold him off. Through 7. Now the hard left-hander of 8 they have to come up on.
Ryan's got to make sure he does not overdrive the carousel. That's where he lost all the time the last time. It's going to be critical. If he gets through there, good. He'll have a shot in the Canada corner.
A little bit of a bobble there by Ryan Blaney as he came out of turn number 8. The gap grows between he and Paul Menard.
Much better job through there. He kept his car 5 or 6 feet lower.
Yeah, he's still at a deficit, though. It's going to be hard to make up that much ground. He's going to have to stay under control and see if he can make it to 14, where he might be able to get to the bumper at that last corner.
Now the next time they'll come into a hard braking zone will be turn 12, Canada corner. They go through Kettle Bottoms for the last time. Into 12, Paul Menard with a 3-car length lead over the 22 of Ryan Blaney.
As long as the fuel holds up, it looks to me like he's going to have a great chance to win this thing.
That would be the other question, but after so many caution laps, he should have enough fuel. Through 13 they go and up to 14.
Don't underdrive it here, Paul.
The right-hander, Paul Menard, in front of the 22 of Ryan Blaney. In his home state, uphill he goes. Paul Menard is going to win at Road America.
Thank you. Down, boys.
Yeah, this will be super special for the entire Menard family. Obviously, the corporate headquarters of Menards. right up the street here.
Statistically, one of Menard's best seasons in the Cup Series was in 2014 when he scored 13 top 10s and 5 top 5s in the 27, but around 2016 and 2017 the performances dropped in consistency. Menard went from an average finish of 17th to in the 20s. In 2018, Menard would make his final team change. As Ryan Blaney was set to become Team Penske's third car in the 12, Paul Menard would take over in the Penske-affiliated 21 car of Wood Brothers Racing, and Menards would split sponsorship in the Cup Series with Menard and Ryan Blaney, but this wasn't the only up-and-coming driver to receive support from Menard and his family. Paul Menard is technically a vice president of the Menards franchise, and he has helped fund many careers in the sport along with his father. Since Paul began racing at a top level, we have seen Menards become the series sponsor of ARCA. They funded the later part of the career of ARCA legend Frank Kimmel. Menards has supported races of Robbie Gordon, Martin Truex Jr., and Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the past, and today they support the racing of Matt Crafton, Austin Cindric, Brandon Jones, Simon Pagenaud, and IndyCar, along with Ryan Blaney and Paul Menard. Needless to say, Paul Menard's endeavors in NASCAR has honestly helped develop one of the greatest partners that the sport could hope for. And now this trend of funding great talent in the sport continues, as Paul Menard announced that he will retire from full-time racing after 2019, and when the team asked Menard who he wanted to replace him, he said one thing: go get Matt. Paul Menard chose one of the most deserving drivers in the series to replace him, choosing Matt Diebenedetto to drive the 21 car in 2020, and it is expected that Menard will return as a partner for the team in 2020. We may still see Menard on occasion in a one-off start, but as of now, the career Paul Menard will reflect a solid performance, to be honest. While some may criticize Menard for racing with daddy's money, he always did a great job to not wreck race cars, and it shows in his stats. 102 top 10s, 43 top 5s, 6 pole awards, and 3 wins in Xfinity Series, and 69 top 10s, 20 top 5s, 2 pole awards, and 1 win in the Cup Series. Those are stats that a lot of people who have came and gone in the sport can't match up to, and a lot of deserving people in the sport have been impacted simply by Paul Menard's presence in the sport, and I will always have respect for Paul Menard. He's actually my third favorite driver today, behind Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott, and while I am sad to see Menard go, I am very excited for the future that he has opened up for Matt Diebenedetto. Thanks for watching. Do you enjoy content like this? If so, be sure to leave a like and hit the subscribe button. I also have a weekly NASCAR news series called Danny B Needs a Minute, where I give a quick rundown of major events happening in the world of NASCAR, and I am one of the 4 co-hosts of the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. Thanks for watching today's video, and I hope to see you here for the next one. Bye guys.